Today I get to share something that I do every day of my career and help you to see how to coach someone to be more positive. Little disclaimer right up front. This is something that is risky to do because if you're looking at this video, it's for one of two reasons, basically. Either there's someone in your life who's being negative and you want to coach them into being more positive, or you are a coach and you're legitimately wondering, how do I coach someone to be more positive? How do I apply this in my practice? Okay, either way, we have to acknowledge that this is a permission-based activity. In other words, you don't get to jump in on this unless you are invited. And in the first case, if there's someone in your life who's being negative, if you jump in and try to teach them or coach them how to be more positive, that's going to irritate and annoy them, and they're probably going to fire you. And I get fired sometimes. As a trained professional, people come to me and they ask for this. And sometimes they don't want to hear what I have to say, and they fire me. Now, what if somebody in your family fires you? Well, that can be kind of tragic. So please tread carefully on this subject. Could people use more positivity? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's true for me too, and I am pathologically positive. That's the title of my book, actually. We could all use more positivity. Remember, it is a permission-based activity to coach someone to be more positive. Now let's assume for a minute that they're open. That they either hire you as a coach, or if this is someone in your family or someone that you work with, they've shown some openness to, hey, how can I be more positive? Once they give you that permission, we got a question to overcome. Why should they listen to you? I don't mean that in a demeaning sort of a way at all. I think it's a legitimate question. Why should they listen to you? And there's a couple of legitimate answers to that. I have the luxury of being able to say, well, I'm a positivity psychologist. I've written books on the topic. I got a PhD. And even with my credential, I have to give them a better reason to listen to me about positivity. And the most convincing reason that we can give to people is our own positivity. Even people who know that I'm a clinical psychologist hire me because they see me as being a positive person. And they know because of that I can help them, I could coach them to increase the positivity in their own life. So just ask yourself, why should people listen to me and be ready to give a good answer to that, at least to yourself, but maybe to those who are asking and wanting to know? When we launch into a coaching process, there are principles that we want to share, right? I mean, you know some things about this that could help that person to be more positive. But we don't lead with that. I think we start with listening. This is a powerful, strategic way to establish a relationship of trust with someone. And if you are entrusted to coach them on anything, you might be a sports coach or a health coach or a finance coach. You have to have some level of trust after you've answered the question, why should they listen to you? Listening to them probably is the fastest way that you can get to a relationship of trust and show them that you understand where they're coming from. Do not prescribe anything until you first seek to understand through listening. Pay attention to them. Now, most people who are stuck in a negative mode who could use some positivity coaching don't realize all of the principles that drive our experience of positivity. And there's a morality attached to it. Typically, people who are feeling negative feel badly about feeling negative. And then it starts to feed on itself. Let's remove the morality from this question. You're not right or wrong for being negative or positive. And it's not evil or good to think in negative or positive ways. Just remove the morality from it, because that makes it a legitimate choice. I have clients all the time who tell me, oh, I guess I just need to think more positive. And my response is almost always the same. Or not. And that tips them over sometimes. They're like, well, I want to. Oh, well, that's different. I'll get behind that all day long. We want to emphasize the choice, not the morality, the choice of negativity or positivity. When we see it as a choice, it becomes a choice, and then we have the freedom to direct that choice. Removing the morality helps to focus on the choice. Choice is only one of the principles that drives this. Principles determine all of life's outcomes, and as we understand those principles and apply them, we get different outcomes. This is true of positivity as well. It's not that they're doing something wrong. It's that they're thinking in a way that's causing them some misery, which is a totally legitimate choice. Well, if it's a choice, I wouldn't want to choose it. Yeah, that's part of the point. Establish the principle-based nature of thinking in a positive way, and then empower their choice. Powerful to remove the morality, focus on the principles, and empower the choice. People really respond well when we can give them a solid model that will help them to understand how their brain is processing their experience. I've developed a model that you are welcome to share. If you go down to the description of this video, you'll see a link to get a free copy, digital copy of my mini book, Portable Positivity. This book was designed to present such a model. And the model that I've described in other videos, so I won't take the time to do it here. The model has to do with a visual graphic that can be used to understand how our mind is processing our experience in two ways: evaluation and creation. Pick up a free copy of the mini book. You'll see what I'm talking about. So just click down below to get that mini book. I'll even send you a copy if you pay for the shipping, and you can follow that in the link as well. Get connected to models that help us to see, oh, it's not that I'm broken, it's that there's a model, and if I'm aware of the model, I can apply the principles better. That's a powerful way to get people out of their own way. Give them a model that they can respond to. And then finally, let's go back to where we started from. When I was asking, why should people listen to you? Be an example of positivity. Be the example. Can you imagine going to a health and fitness coach that is sick and overweight? No, they wouldn't have the credibility to work with you on that particular issue. Maybe they're brilliant in some other area that you'd hire them for. But if you want to coach people on positivity, you've got to be a great example of what it looks like. Live it. Show people how this makes a difference for you and the way you can experience joy in your own life and in your relationships. That's how you can coach someone to be more positive. This was kind of a fun conversation for me because I coach coaches. If you didn't know that, connect with me on that, would you? liveonpurpose.coach, not .com. liveonpurpose.coach/webinar. I'll share with you 7 powerful clarities on how to establish your practice as a life coach.
Face locked onto the phone, and I wished I